Shem Angel 70, YABAMIAH. Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. This is Taliesin McKnight, and today we've arrived at a very special angel. All of the other angels, for the most part, are about obtaining things, such as, success or prosperity or good luck or relationships or legal matters, very specific material things, revelations and dreams about, whatever you're asking about. But this particular angel is not so much associated with the obtainment of material things. This angel is associated with redemption or union with the divine, the great work. So this particular angel is associated with our union with the divine, and also creation. This angel is associated with redemption and creation. And something very interesting is that all the other Shem angels have a psalm verse associated. This particular angel does not have a psalm verse, but is associated with Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. So while all the other 71 Shem angels have a psalm verse, this particular angel does not have a psalm verse. It has Genesis 1, verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So that's pretty interesting. If you look at every single other Shem angel besides this one, it has a psalm verse. But this one is Genesis 1, 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And the divine attribute associated by Athanasius Kircher, the divine attribute, is God, the all-producing Word. Word, as in speech. God, the all-producing Word. So we have this idea of speech, putting something into words as being a creative act. We have the idea of vibration and of speech. So if you think about things Kabbalistically, and you look at the book of Genesis or Bereshit, every time that, if you look at the creation story in the Torah, you see that each time there was a creative act, there was a speaking. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God said, "Let the waters above and below be divided, and let there be a firmament." And God said, "Let the seas be gathered up." So if you follow the act of creation, for one thing, what you see is beginning with a primal unity and gradually bringing in division. The sea is separated from land, light from darkness, all of this. But really you see that the creative act is the speech. And that's something that goes very far back, way back before the Renaissance and the Middle Ages, way back into late antiquity, into the classical period, this idea of the logos or the word. The word as a creative outlet. The word, in Greek, logos. So logos means the word in Greek, but it also means reason. Logos is a creative fact. It's creative, has to do with the beginning of the world, and a lot of classical Greek philosophy. For example, logos is the word, but it's also the reasoning. It can refer to the divine intellect, the reason, the order, It's where you get the word logic. It has to do with the divine intellect that essentially maps out creation. So, we see several things with this angel. This is Shem Angel 70, YABAMIAH. Like I said, the other angels tend to give very material things, many of them higher spiritual insight as well. But this angel in particular is often associated with the accomplishment of the great work. This has to do with our spiritual striving and seeking upward. And while every other Shem angel has a psalm verse, this angel has Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And the divine attribute, once again, is God, the all-producing Word. It refers to the divine as the Word, the Logos. So this is very important. If you're going to look up the Shem angel anywhere that you look, whether it be an encyclopedia online or wherever you look up a Shem angel, you'll usually see the name, attribute, psalm verse, and a description of the office. Now, the divine attributes show us what aspect of the divine is shown within the angel. What is the divine attribute? God, the all-producing Word. So it's referring to the divine as the all-creative Word, that all things come out of this divine Word, the all-creating Word. And again, it's not a psalm verse. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So the act of creation, and again, the divine attribute is God, the all-producing Word, the Word that produces all things. Now, let's take a look at the office of the angel. This is a reading of Lazare Lenain's Les Sciences Kabbalistiques, or Science of the Kabbalah. So we're getting a little closer look at this angel here. The office, and again, the offices are rather late to the Shem angel tradition. It comes to us from the 19th century, so the 1800s. The office. This angel, and I'm quoting from Les Sciences Kabbalistiques of Lazare Lenain, the office. This genius rules the generation of beings and the phenomena of nature. So the creation of beings and the phenomena of nature, and protects those who wish to regenerate themselves and those who are in need. He protects those who wish to regenerate themselves and restore the harmony that was broken by Adam's disobedience. And again, we don't have to take all this stuff literally, but this is what the office says in Les Sciences Kabbalistiques. It says, this angel protects those who wish to regenerate or redeem themselves or regenerate themselves and restore the harmony that was broken by Adam's disobedience, which is achieved. So this angel, like we fell from paradise in Eden, this particular angel is supposed to be able to restore us to our state when we were in the Garden of Eden. That's what it's saying in the office. Again, we don't have to take all this stuff literally. We don't have to all come from a Judeo-Christian or any particular type of perspective. But this is in the office. It's interesting, this idea that this angel helps to restore us to the state that humanity had before the fall in Eden. So let's read that again. This genius rules the generation of beings and the phenomena of nature and protects those who wish to regenerate themselves and those who are in need. He protects those who wish to regenerate themselves and restore the harmony that was broken by Adam's disobedience, which is achieved. So how is it achieved? It's achieved by exalting oneself towards God and purifying through the elements those who make up man's nature. So it's talking about this angel brings us back to the state we had in Eden. It restores us to our divine status. And how is this achieved? It says, by the exaltation of oneself towards God or the divine, and purifying through the elements those who make up man's nature. So this is pretty classical idea of mysticism, of inflaming oneself in our exalting ourselves towards the divine. So we have this divine yearning, but also we have this idea of the purification of the irrational soul in Greek philosophy, or the taming of the passions, or getting the passions in check, purifying the elements that make up our nature. So this idea of catharsis, or purification, in combination with divine seeking. You often see in mystical systems not just a devotion that exalts the spirit, but also you see this purification that comes through things, taming the passions, things like self-denial in many traditions, this idea of purifying the elements, or in Plato's chariot allegory, the horses, which represent the higher and lower passions, not running wild, but like a charioteer guides the horses. We're able to control the irascible and concupiscent faculties. But yeah, so it talks about the Shem angel. Again, we're quoting from Le Science Kabbalistique, the science of the Kabbalah, of Lazare Lenain from the 19th century. He talks about this angel, YABAMIAH, restores us to our state that we had in Eden. Again, we're not dogmatic here. You don't have to take all this literally, but it's interesting. So that's what it says. So he protects those who wish to regenerate themselves and restores the harmony that was broken by Adam's disobedience, which is achieved. Here, how do you achieve it? By exalting oneself towards God or the divine, and purifying through the elements those who make up man's nature. It is then that the wise man or woman returns to the principle of creation, that he regains his rights, his first dignity, talking about the state of humanity, our first rights, our first dignity, that he returns to the master of the universe and enjoys all the prerogatives that the divine gave him in creating him. This is like the divine destiny that we're called for. The person born under this influence will distinguish himself or herself by his genius, will be considered by scholars of all nations, and will become one of the first lights of philosophy. So something interesting here is that Shem Angel 70, YABAMIAH, is on the one hand associated with creation, and on the other hand is the end goal. It is the end goal, which is to redeem ourselves to the primal state. Some would say a return to Eden. Some people would say liberation, or gnosis, or moksha, or whatever or theosis, the divine goal. Okay, we begin, this human journey. What is the end spiritual goal? So it's interesting that the Shem angel is associated with creation. And again, the word logos means both the creative word, but also the reason of things, the plan, the design. So YABAMIAH is associated with creation on the one hand, and also the end goal of mysticism on the other. So this is a very interesting Shem angel. Shem Angel 70, YABAMIAH, governs 15 to 20 degrees of Pisces. I am making this video late, and if you're cycling through the Shem angels, I am pretty late on this, but it's still during the period. But YABAMIAH governs 15 to 20 degrees of Pisces. So the divine attribute, God, the all-producing Word. It's the angel of the act of creation and also of redemption, whatever that means for you, the spiritual goal, the great work. Okay, this angel is the angel of creation, and also it's the beginning and the end, that kind of concept. Something interesting, in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth. Some would interpret that Kabbalistically to mean both the visible and the invisible. So this Shem angel, what can you work with this Shem angel for? Obviously for higher spiritual aspiration. Let's say you would like to achieve the great work in this life. In this life you would like to attain divine union. Let's say that you're on a spiritual journey and you're seeking gnosis, or you're seeking some type of ultimate spiritual union, or union with the divine, or theosis, or gnosis, or whatever you want to call it, liberation. Then YABAMIAH would be your angel for that. This angel in particular, and also protects truth seekers. So if you're seeking divine knowledge, that type of divine knowledge that's transformative and initiatic, if you're seeking that type of divine wisdom, this is the angel to work with. Also protects truth seekers, and also just protects those in need. So, very interesting angel. Again, every other Shem angel has a psalm verse, but this particular angel has the very first verse of the Bible. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The very first verse, and yet it's the ultimate spiritual goal. So, pretty interesting stuff. YABAMIAH seems very much to have a quality that, in a sense, kind of sets this angel apart, one could say, from the other angels, is very special and very unique. So that is Shem Angel 70, YABAMIAH. We're almost done with this series. In this series of videos, I've made a full video on each and every Shem Angel up to now, which is Shem Angel 70, and there's just 2 left, and we'll have videos on all 72 of the Shem Angels. So, thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all in the next video. Alright, have a great day, everyone. See y'all in the next video.